What is up, guys? Jibobby, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to teach you how to draw human anatomy. Now, this is very important, and the reason why it's very important to draw human anatomy is because you need to know how the figure looks like, and then with that, with different poses, you can make your own character. So when I started out drawing human anatomy, I thought I usually went to the library. I had this book. There was this book with different bones and human parts, and I was like, okay, if I memorize this, then that would be great because then I can make my own figure. And most beginners think like that, but sorry if this is dirty, if it's annoying you, but it doesn't actually work that way, because if it did work that way, let's say, it wouldn't actually look good, because, you know, when you, let's say when someone's throwing a fist, it doesn't, the body changes shape, let's say with a muscle, a normal muscle. Let's draw it quickly like this. That's a quick muscle. And when you throw a punch, let's draw a quick character drawing a punch. When they throw a punch, let's draw him horribly and quickly like this. Okay, usually that's how they would draw a punch, okay? This is how they would draw a punch, and the shape of the bicep, let's say if the bicep was here, all right? Let's see if it was there. Now, you can see that it looks very bland, right? It looks very bland like this, and if you just draw it the way that I draw it, and most people who draw it as well, most comic book characters, or most comic book artists, most comic book artists draw it like that. And yeah, so I'm going to teach you that way today. So if you have a ruler, for beginners, it is great if you use a ruler. I don't usually use a ruler, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to use a ruler. So here we have the spine, all right, of our character. Let's say if the spine was completely straight, all right? And then on the top here, we would draw the head, all right? And we're gonna find the center of mass, which is coincidentally there, all right? This will be the center of mass of our character. This will be the center of the face, all right? And here we would have a shoulder pad, okay, for the shoulder, obviously. And here we would have collarbone, where the center would be. And here would be the bottom of a rib cage, all right? And if you look through this, you would see the other shoulder. But since it's in the 3/4 angle, you won't see it. And then, of course, from here, you would draw your shoulder pecs, you know, stuff, all that stuff. And then from here, as you can see, the center is about there. And that is perfect, because this is where the center in this angle is meant to be. And of course, here you would draw the neck, and then you would find the center of the pelvis, which would be about here, and of course with like that. Okay, this is kind of how the pelvis would look like. All right, that would be a very simple pelvis. I'm actually gonna draw that pelvis again in a better way. That's a little too big, yes, but it'll be about like that, all right? This is too big, okay? Let me just tell you, this is a pretty big pelvis, but it'll be about like that. And of course, from there, you would draw the legs, a kind, not exactly, but a kind of wedge for the feet. And then here you would draw the arm with a fist, you know? And all of a sudden, we have a simple character with a spine that is 100% straight, okay? And using this technique and using it again to redraw a character, I'm actually going to draw this bigger, so I'm not going to use a ruler for this time. Let's just say this will be the spine, and then we have the head here, shoulder pad there. Let's draw it quickly like this. Here, okay, and this is part of it. This is how I'm going to show you why is it so important to draw the center of mass correctly. Okay, now this is what most rookie people, am I saying it right? This is how most rookie artists, let's call it that, that's a new word, rookie artists, they draw it. This is the mistake that they do. So they don't actually focus on the center of mass because of this. This is not a straight spine, because the spine was straight. Let's draw a kind of straight spine. Look at how off it is, okay? The center of mass, the head is correct, all right? But then when you go down here, this is not the center of mass. The center of mass, in reality, it's meant to go here, okay? From here, the center of mass is not meant to be there. It's actually meant to be here. And if you actually make the spine correctly, the spine here, it'll go about like this, all right? It'll be like a small wave. So that's very important for the first step. Once you got the first step down, which is focusing on the spine. Let's say when someone's sitting down on a chair completely straight, obviously the spine's gonna be straight. That's not straight, but it'll be straight. When someone's lying down, it'll be like this, or as well, the spine, you're sitting down a little crooked, it will be about like that, okay? Like a kind of C shape. And then, of course, just doing different kind of spines like this. They could be like this as well, like an S shape. And this is why it's so important, like this example, it's very important to first know how the spine is gonna look like. Because if you don't know how the spine is gonna look like, then like this drawing, it looks completely off already. Now that I look at it, it looks completely off. So that's the first step. Know how the spine looks like, all right? So let's do the same example again. I'm gonna draw right here we have the spine, straight spine. And once you got this first step down, we're gonna go on to the second step. And the second step is obviously locating where the head is. And the head, in reality, it'll go about here. Okay. For this part, let's say it's about there. Okay. And then with this, okay, with this part after, what you can do is first find, or this third step now, after knowing where the head is, this wouldn't actually be where the head would be located. It depends how you really want to draw the character, but the next part, after locating the spine, and after knowing how the spine looks like, and after knowing where the head is, you want to locate the chest area and the pelvis, all right? Once you connect both of those, the drawing is pretty much done, okay? So let's draw a shoulder pad. Usually start with the shoulder pad. Let's say a shoulder pad would be right here. Here would be the center, all right? Up there, bottom of the rib cage, and use the spine to help you, okay? Use the spine to help you. Take as much time as you need. Here we would have the neck, okay? And then obviously the head is not located correctly at all. Now that I actually look at this character, I would say connecting with the spine, center of mass here. In reality, it should be about there, let's say. And let's draw the neck overly big because of course that neck is way too big. So knowing the center of mass now, which would be about here, but more down, so about there, then we will draw the head about there, okay? Very small head, way too small, but that's where it will kind of be located, and you can obviously fix it later. But yeah, let's say something like that, all right? Obviously, we're gonna have to make it much bigger when you actually draw the character, but for now, it'll be like that. Then of course, here we would draw the shoulder pecs and all that. And now you can see that if you connect center mass and you go down, center mass, perfect. For now, it's perfect. Then over here, this isn't a perfect drawing at all. Let me just tell you that. Next time I'll make another tutorial, right? Using the same technique, drawing a different character. So here we have a pad of, I don't even know what it's called again. Pelvis, connect them, okay? Connect it like this now. Let me show you why drawing it this way right now, the way I'm drawing it here, is horrible. Okay, I'm gonna give you the tip right now. So let's find some space here. Drawing it like this, here we would have, okay, like that. And then the second hardest part of the drawing, or the hardest part of the drawing would actually be knowing where the pelvis is located, right? At least in this stage, finding where the pelvis is located is actually pretty difficult because you want to connect them to the center of mass, right? Center, okay? Center, therefore the center would be here, okay? And with there, we already know that the center would be here. And then from there on, we can draw the pelvis, all right? And we would connect both of these, okay? Right there. And from here then, we can obviously draw the arm with the fist here. We'll locate the other one with the fist. Then here you would have the feet, the wedge right here for the legs, you know? That's how you should do it, okay? Finding the pelvis is probably even more important than actually finding the chest, depending on the way you would draw the character. For example, obviously if you're drawing a character throwing a punch like I showed you before, let's draw this very quickly. This is a horribly drawn one, but let's say a person drawing throwing a punch, then of course the way I would actually do this part, instead of drawing it that way, I would actually start out my drawing by doing like this, knowing where this would be and knowing where the punch would be. Of course, here would be the other one, here, and then like this, and all of a sudden we got a character punching. All right, let's say something like that, okay? Now let me give you a final example. I'm gonna show this to you again. Sorry, this is a little repetitive, but I'm gonna show it to you again. Drawing it again. Whoops, wait, there we go. Like that, okay? And then head, let's locate it about there, okay? Let's locate the head. Usually I like to draw the head, like let's say if you're drawing a stick man, again, the head would be right on top of there, the spine right there, okay? From there, let's start out. Now, this is when someone is 100% straight. When you're going 100% straight, when your spine is 100% straight, your chest's a little puffed out, then usually when people are relaxed, one shoulder is lower than the other one. Like here, as you can see, if you connect this together, in reality, and if the anatomy was correct, the shoulder would be lower than the other shoulder, okay? So let's do that again over here, but we're not actually drawing a person who's relaxed. We are drawing a hero that is puffed out, like the chest is puffed up, like this, yeah. So it's a little difficult to explain, but here we would have the shoulder pad, like this, and the chest is completely looking up. It's facing this way, all right? And from here, of course, we would draw this up just to know exactly. Center, and about calculating the back, about here about is where the middle of the pelvis would be, right? So over here, we would draw shoulder pecs like that, okay? Shoulder pecs, here we go. And then here we would draw pelvis. And this is how it shows the importance of size, all right? For here, this is the importance of size. The center of mass doesn't always have to be the center of the character, all right? Let me show you an example. Let's say here we would have a leg. I know this isn't actually a leg, but let's say this is a leg. Sometimes the center of mass could be there. Sometimes it could be here, all right? It doesn't have to be 100% straight, all right? It doesn't have to be 100% straight all the time. So let's do that again over here, because the center of mass was always in the middle. Of course, sometimes that might be the point, but sometimes it isn't, right? And look at how this character looks like now, all right? And then of course here we will draw the legs right here going down, and from here we will draw the other leg, and then like this and like that. Okay, that is the basic, that is the first step to drawing any character. It doesn't matter how it looks like, all right? This will be the first step. So I was actually filming this tutorial before, but the footage got corrupted, but this is part of how I showed it to other people as well. So obviously here we have the head, neck. Here we would have the chest with the bottom of the rib cage. I forgot to add this 3D part over here. And then from there you connect the pelvis together, all right? And here the knee with the legs, other knee like this, the foot would be the wedge, and then yeah, okay, that's how you would draw it out. I meant foot, okay? I accidentally said food in a very strange accent, but it doesn't matter. So that's the basic shape, right? Let's review that again. Just drawing how the spine would look like. Then you would locate the head. Then you would locate like here, right there. That right here, all right? That's how fast it is, okay? It's very easy. Of course, it doesn't always have to be that fast. For beginners, when I started out, I always did it very slow. I started out by drawing out over here the spine, then I would slowly locate where the head would be, and then, you know, I would draw the shoulder pad. I would figure out what the center of mass is, then I would draw like this, figure out where the center would be. So the center would be there, center's here, so I would draw it like that, you know, like that. And I would just go really slow, figuring out where everything would be. And you can start out like that too. So you can see how simple it is, okay? But anyway, that is pretty much it for this video. Next tutorial, I'm going to make a tutorial on a character, the full body of a character, any character you want. And with that, for example, if you want me to draw Batman, then of course I would start using this technique, and from there I'll show you how you can change that by doing that. With that, we'll start out with this. I'll start out with this type of drawing, then I would erase it just enough so you can see it a bit and draw the character over it. So for example, with this, let's say I erased it already. Here we would draw the head. Let's say the hair looks like this. Okay, let's just say something random like that. And of course you would draw the eyes, you would draw the nose, you know, the mouth, you know, stuff like that. So pretty simple, right? So next tutorial is going to be any character. And also one more thing, it's very important to realize the shape of how the character looks like. So I'm going to draw something quickly, all right here. And then let's say he's showing the peace sign right here. Let's say something random like that. This would be there, like that. And many people think, how would I connect this? You can connect it like this. You can connect it like this. You can connect it in many different ways. So that's another important thing. How would you connect the chest to the pelvis? Which shape? Sometimes people can connect it like this, all right? It depends on how the person looks like. If they're thin, are they fat and stuff like that? It really depends. But anyway, that is all I gotta say. I hope you all did enjoy, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.